children, let's start our lesson. Let's revise some new words. Tell me, please, which way of transport do you prefer? What do you do? Where do you go using this transport? Which transport don't you like at all, and why? Why you don't like it? And okay. And today we'll speak about scouting. Да, мы с вами поговорим о скаутах. Кто это такие сегодня? So, scouting, World Youth Movement, молодежное движение, engage in physical, spiritual, and mental development of young people so that young people could take a constructive place in society. Today, 200 countries and territories of the world, there are more than 40 million scouts, children and adults, men and women. So, это молодежное движение, да, которое предполагает вот различные, да, тут и физическое, и духовное, и развитие молодых людей, таким образом, что молодые люди, да, молодежь могут принять участие в различных, занять свое место в обществе. Сколько стран? So there are 20 countries, да, 200 стран и территорий во всем мире, да, who takes part in the scouting, and 40 million scouts. It's not only the children, yes, but they are adults, men and women. Еще и взрослые принимают участие в нем. So here you can see the scouts in Russia in 1918. Yes, it was. And this is in 2020. Okay, international scouts gatherings are held every 3-4 years. Да, происходит собрание у них каждые 3-4 года. And they are called a jamboree. Называются они так, jamboree. Attended by several tens of thousands of scouts from around the world at the age of 14-17 years. This year jamboree will be held in Japan. Да, произойдет в Японии. То есть это их собрание каждые 3-4 года. So how often do they take part? Every 3-4 years. How are it called? It called jamboree. How many people take part in any, or children take part in this jamboree? So thousands of scouts from around the world. What are the age? It is 14-17 years. And today it will be held, passive voice, да, страдательный залог, in Japan, Япония. So here you can see the photos from the jamborees. Robert Stevenson Smith, Baden Powell, was the first man who founded scouting. It was the person who founded scouting. But there were only boys, да, но в эти года, когда был он основан, были только мальчики, only boys, and therefore it was called Boy Scouting. И вот почему назывался Boy Scout. Scouts call for courage, bravery, and love for their motherland. So they are developing, play games, learn to something new, and find friends. The motto, да, это как лозунг к этому, да, к этой организации, be prepared, будь готовым. Shortened BP. This is the initials of the founder of Scouting, Baden Powell, да, это начальные буковки этого основателя. He wrote, be prepared to die for their country if necessary, so that when the time comes, leave home with confidence and without hesitation that they will kill you or not. Да, быть готовым ко всему защищать свою страну. Before you start scout troop, да, присоединиться, each scout makes a promise, да, что-то они обещают. Что же их обещание? Honestly, I promise that I will do my duty to God and the homeland to help others and to live according to the laws of the Scouts. Scout must be loyal, pure soul, чистой душой, да, responsible, should help people, animals and nature, never lose heart and always be cheerful, жизнерадостным всегда быть. So the emblem of the Scout is a shamrock, да, трехлистник. 3 leaves of this flower mean duty to God, да, служение Богу, служение себе, duty to yourself and duty to loved one, и своим любимым. Okay, so now open your books on page 103. So now let's listen to this story about World Scout Jamboree, да, их собрание. So your task is, who mentioned these things? Simon, Elena, or both? The hiking, weather, travel plans, the Japanese landscape, meeting new friends, practicing English. Who says that? Simon, Elena, or both? Okay, let's listen.
Unit 8. Reading. Are you ready for the World Scout Jamboree? Exercise 1.
Are you going to be one of the lucky 30,000 people at the next World Scout Jamboree? 2 international scouts tell us about their plans for the big trip to Japan. Simon, 15, an explorer scout from Newcastle, England.
10 people from my district are going to go to the Jamboree in 2015. I can't wait. We're going to fly from London to Yamaguchi in Japan, with stopovers in Paris and Tokyo. Then we're going to travel by coach to Kararahama, which will be the site of the 23rd World Scout Jamboree. We'll be at the Jamboree for 10 days, and I think it's going to be amazing. I'd like to go hiking because I think the Japanese landscape will be really beautiful. I know I'm going to meet a lot of new friends, so I'm not going to be homesick.
Yelena, 14, from the Russian Union of Scouts in Moscow, Russia.
I couldn't go to the last World Jamboree because you have to be 14. But next time, I can go, so I'm really excited. We're going to travel by plane from Moscow to Yamaguchi, then by coach to Kirarahama. Am I going to miss Russia? Well, I'll probably miss the food and the weather, although they say it isn't going to be cold in July in Japan. I'd like to meet some other Russian scouts, but I also want to make friends with people from all over the world. I think I'm going to practice my English a lot.
Okay, so let's answer. Who mentioned these things? Simon, Elena, or both? So let's start. Let's check. Do it yourself, and now we will check. Simon. So he will speak about hiking, the Japanese landscape. Helena. She speaks about weather, practicing English. And both they speak about travel plans, meeting new friends. So now let's complete the journey plans with information from the text. So do it yourself, and now we will check. Simon going to fly from London in England to Yamaguchi in Japan with stopovers, stopovers in Paris and Tokyo. Then he's going to travel by coach, да, автобус помним, to the site of the 23rd World Scout Jamboree. Elena going to travel by plane from Moscow to Yamaguchi. Then she is going to travel by coach to the Scout Jamboree in Kirarahama. So let's read this text once again and answer the questions. Where is the World Scout Jamboree going to be? How many people are going to be there? How is Simon going to travel to the Jamboree? Is Elena going to travel by coach? What do Simon and Elena want to do? And what is Elena going to miss? What is Elena going to miss about Russia? So now let's answer these questions. So first question. It is going to be in Kirarahama in Japan. There are going to be 30,000 people there. Simon is going to travel by plane and by coach. So yes, she is. Number 4 is Elena going to travel by coach. Yes, she is. Simon wants to go hiking and Elena wants to meet some other Russian scouts and make friends with people from around the world. And the last question, she is going to miss the food and the weather. Okay, and now your home task. Your home task is to write me. Would you like to join the Scout organization? Why not? Да, хотели бы ли вы присоединиться к организации скаутов? Почему да, либо почему нет? 5-7 sentences, 5-7 предложений. So, see you.